Oh man, we're getting close to the end of the year. We're getting close. We're not at the end of the year yet, but we're almost there. Anyways, hey, what's going on, everyone? It's me, Mr. Mario, and I want to talk to y'all about this, and I've had this idea in mind since about the beginning of this year. Now, there is a podcast I follow, and shout out to these guys. It is the Weapon Wheel podcast, and it's very entertaining to listen to. Now, at the end of last year, they had a thing where they all talked about what games they beat. Because two of the guys, like, there's one of them who's really good at games, the other one not so much. And one of them ended up saying, hey, you know, the guy who's not very good, he's like, you know what, I bet I beat more games than you this year. So what they did, like, for the last episode of 2015, they ended up tallying all the games they ended up finishing. I think it was either beginning of 2016 or early of 2015, or beginning of 2016 or into 2015. Regardless of when it was, they ended up tallying the games that they finished, and it was interesting hearing that also the guy who wasn't as good ended up beating out the really awesome guy by like one game, which was really funny and is still debated to this day. But I thought it would be a good idea to do this. So I remember from that, I had the idea, I was like, I want to get a list of all the games I beat. And about a few months in, I was like, I've been beating at least a game every month. You know what? I want to do a thing where I beat minimum one game per month. Because now at this point, you know, my schedule changed quite a bit. First off, this year, I went from, this is the first full year, I wasn't a student. For anyone that doesn't know, December of 2015, I ended up graduating with my bachelor's degree. So I started working, and I've been taking a full-time job, and you know, you gotta really take scheduling into account with that. You gotta make sure you stay sane, you're not overworking, you're still, you know, having a social life and all that stuff. And I said, you know, I really like games. And I want to keep myself grounded. I want to beat at least one game per month. So here, without further ado, is every game I've beaten in 2016. Now, some of them might be debatable, but we're going to talk about that. Now, first off, my definition for beating a game. It is starting a game, going through the game, until the end, and the ending would classify as seeing the credits roll on screen. So I'm not talking about like me popping in a game, going to the settings, and just hitting credits and saying, oh yeah, that's done. And I'm also not talking about like glitching through a game either. I'm talking about, you know, going from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, and it could be, you know, it varies. I'm going to discuss it here as well, too, because there's some games I beat 100%, and there's some games I only spent a few hours on I beat, and there's one game I only spent a few minutes playing. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, there's the physical games right here, most of them. Some of them I end up selling off, some of them I just don't feel like dragging out. And I also have a list here because I end up keeping a list of everything. I also wanted to say I did not beat this game right here before we fully get into it, but I think it deserves a honorable mention. This game, World of Final Fantasy, I love this game. From the bit I played of it, I've really enjoyed it. And the problem is, I ended up getting it a few months after it came out. I got it right before Final Fantasy 15 came out, and then Final Fantasy 15 came out right before The Last Guardian came out, so I ended up finishing The Last Guardian. There, you guys know about that. But point is right here, I wish I spent more time with this game, and I feel like I would have finished it if I stuck to it, because I even have the guide for this. Like, I don't, oh, it's kind of ripped. I don't buy guides for new games, but I end up buying this because I was like, I want to go through it, but it doesn't look like I'm going to finish it this year, unfortunately. We got next year, though. So, let's go ahead and kind of put those over to the side. Just wanted to have that little honorable mention. And first off, let's go ahead and get to the list right here. So I'm also going to be kind of discussing my thoughts and feelings on these games. First off, in January, I end up finishing Uncharted. I'm going to say something that's probably going to make people click off this video and all that and dislike it or something. I didn't like it very much. I did not like Uncharted that much. At the time, I was also playing this and Rise of Tomb Raider. Rise of Tomb Raider, unfortunately, I didn't finish. But I was playing these, and it sucked going from Uncharted 1 to Rise of Tomb Raider. Or Tomb Raider and even Rise of Tomb Raider are just so smooth, and some people are saying, oh, well, you know, Uncharted is older, and it is. But the problem is, I still just didn't enjoy the game. It was honestly kind of painful to go through. I don't know, I've kind of realized, even though I have the Uncharted games in my collection, maybe someone will change me, but I'm not a huge fan of them. Because I'm even most of the way through Uncharted 2, and I'm like, this is, apparently Uncharted 2 is the best one. I'm like, I'm not super into this. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying the game is bad, it's just I didn't like it. So, we end up finishing Uncharted for the first game. Next game, also in January. Saturday Morning RPG. I enjoyed the hell out of this game. Just gotta close that. I enjoy the hell out of this game. It's a short game. It's definitely a big nostalgia trip, and absolutely loved it. It does have some issues. It has flaws to it. It does get a bit mundane. But if you want a quick, throwback RPG that takes a few hours to beat, Saturday Morning RPG is awesome. And this is the physical version, so it's more expensive now, but you can get this digitally for quite cheap. Next game right here. In February, I end up beating Gravity Rush Remastered. Loved this game. I know Gravity Rush 2 is coming out soon. You can get Gravity Rush for like 20, 30 bucks. Pick this up. Get it on PS4 as well, too. Don't get the PS Vita version. The PS4 version is better in every single way. I cannot recommend this enough for Sony exclusive. I didn't say PS4 exclusive. I said Sony exclusive because technically you can get this on 2 systems. That was the only game I beat in February. A lot of times, sometimes I just don't have the best time management, but whatever, we'll get into it. In March, I end up beating a few short games. End up beating Journey. Now, this is a collector's edition. End up importing this from Korea, I want to say. And it comes with Flow and Flower. I haven't played Flow, loved Flower. But Journey, I think I beat this game twice, actually. And it is one of those games you can finish within an hour. One of the most magical points in this game that I absolutely loved was when you're playing online. Because if you play this online, you can meet up with other people too. And you can like meditate with them. And it's just, I know it sounds so weird, but this is just such an enjoyable game. For something that you can beat in less than 2 hours, I cannot recommend it enough. Pick up Journey if you haven't played it. Again, it's better on PS4. It's available on PS3 and PS4. Pick up the PS4 version if you can. Now, next game I don't physically own a copy of because I got it digitally on PC. Firewatch. This game kind of sucked to play, and the reason why I'm saying that, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I played this game, Journey, and I absolutely loved it. Like, the first time I beat it, I was on cloud 9 afterwards. I was like, oh man, I'm so happy. I don't know, I want to play another, really short but deep game that has, that underlying story and all that. But, I don't know, I've been hearing about this game, Firewatch. I think I'm going to pick up Firewatch. So, I went online, I picked up a copy of Firewatch, downloaded it, fired up. First 15 minutes of the game, that's some real shit. That was heartbreaking. You play the first 10, 15... Seriously, just play... even just watch a video of the first, 10 or 15 minutes of Overwatch. Not Overwatch. Damn, what am I saying? Firewatch. Might even be the first 5 or 10. Just the story, the narrative there. Heartbreaking, man. That's why I said it sucked going from this, which was so just happy and cheerful and hopeful, down to Firewatch. But Firewatch was very good. I thoroughly enjoyed Firewatch. I like those walking simulators, though. I loved it. The only thing is, you don't find out enough, in my opinion. I really wish we knew more about it. I wish that it wasn't as static, because if you go through the game, the same stuff is going to happen. Yeah, you could change the dialogue, but overall, you're not going to figure out more of the story. It's still really going to be the same thing, so therefore, I didn't feel a need to go through it again. But I know, by the time this video comes out, I'm sure these guys, not Mighty Rabbit, but Limited Run, they're going to be releasing Firewatch on PS4. I am going to be picking that up. So I can play it on PS4, but also just so I can have a physical copy of Firewatch, because love that game. That was a good game. Next game I end up beating, so now we're going on to April. I don't have it anymore, actually. Quantum Break. I actually ended up 100%ing this game. I enjoyed it. It was definitely a fun game, but I don't know. I felt like there was a lot to be desired as well, too. Those 30-minute cutscenes, or the TV show they sprinkled in, so they put in 4 episodes of Quantum Break TV show. It was cool, but I also felt like it really kind of just jarred you off the gameplay. The gameplay was very fun, but the game was extremely easy too. I actually beat it on easy mode, and then I ended up beating on the hardest difficulty, and it was still pretty easy on both difficulties. And the second time I went through it, I just didn't care about the story. The story, I can't even really tell you too much about it. It wasn't a very memorable game, which is very disappointing, and that's why I ended up selling it. I bought it, played it twice, held on to it for a bit, sold it. I don't know. It was disappointing, unfortunately, but I still had fun with it. As I said, I played through it twice. I have all the achievements on that game as well, too. So without further ado, we'll go into May. And May, it looked like I was busy this month. That month, at least. First off, Ratchet & Clank. If you had a PS4, get this game, man. This game is so fun. I have not seen the movie yet, but this is supposed to be because, you know, they made Ratchet & Clank, and they made the Ratchet & Clank movie, and they made the Ratchet & Clank movie game, and they poke fun of that so much, but aside from, I was disappointed it was only 30 frames a second. Aside from it being 30 frames a second, I loved everything about this game. I cannot recommend it enough. Just fantastic title. Next up, although this is a compilation, Heavy Rain. I love Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain is actually the reason why I really wanted to get a PlayStation 3, right? At the time, I didn't have a PS3, and I was debating on getting one because I wanted a Blu-ray player, but the PS3 was also a really kick-ass media player at the time, and then I played Heavy Rain, and I'm just like, fuck a Blu-ray player, I really want a PS3 now, so I can kind of play some games on the side. The first game I ended up finishing on it was Heavy Rain. That was one of the few games I finished on it. But this collection ended up coming out in the UK. It is Heavy Rain Beyond Two Souls. I love both of these games. But I played through Heavy Rain, and man, this game is depressing. This game is depressing, man, I'm telling you. Not only when I played on PS3, I was like physically depressed. But when I played through this game, right, you know what ended up happening? Like, I played through it the first time, man, this still got me because I didn't remember all the details about it. I mean, I still thought some characters were going to die, and they didn't end up dying. I saved everyone in the end, thankfully. But then I said, you know, I want to get the Platinum on this game. Because I got the Platinum on Until Dawn, which I loved, and I want to get the Platinum on Heavy Rain. And I want to eventually get the Platinum on Beyond Two Souls. I actually still haven't touched the PS4 version. But do you know how depressing it is to go through the game? Because you have to see every single ending. And you have to kill everyone over and over and over. And by the end, by the time I got the Platinum Trophy, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I think I'm going to lay down for a bit. I just don't want to talk to anyone. It's amazing when a game can have that effect on you. Heavy Rain, absolutely recommend it. PS4 version technically is better, although it actually has less functionality and it doesn't have the DLC. That's one thing I was so disappointed by, man. So disappointed by. About to break this damn disc here as well, too. The PS3 version, do I even have any? No, I don't. The PS3 version, right? The PS3 version had one piece of DLC. I think it was called the Taxidermist. And it also had PlayStation Move support. This does not have PlayStation Move support, which I don't really care too much for. And it doesn't even give you the option of buying DLC. I thought they were going to include the DLC in here, which I thought would have been great. But you know what? They didn't include the DLC in here. They didn't include the DLC. You can't even buy it. So, if I want to play through the Taxidermist DLC, I gotta dust off my PS3, dust off my PS3 copy, and play the less nicer looking version of it on PS3. I don't know how they screwed that up. I would have been willing to pay for the DLC, honestly. I just don't want to go back to the PS3, to be honest, but that's a whole other thing. Next up, let me make sure this is the right game. Gears of War Ultimate Edition. The game looked good. I finally got to play the PC exclusive chapters that are finally on Xbox One. The one thing I think annoyed the hell out of me with this, I actually like Gears of War for the story, right? This one, not so much. This is going to be weird. I like the Gears of War story, except I hate Judgment, and I didn't like the campaign very much on Gears 1. But I got this for cheap in 2015, and it was one of those games I was like, you know what, I'm bored, so it was like, while I was talking with people online and stuff, or like while I was talking with friends in chat, I'm playing this game right here. It's Gears of War. They should have made the campaign 60 frames. They wanted to make the campaign look better, so they made it 30 frames a second. They made the multiplayer 60 and the campaign 30. I say fuck that. I want everything to be 60. Either everything's 60 or everything's 30, preferably 60. But don't do that, this 60-30 split on me, man. That annoyed me with this version of the game, and I didn't pick up the PC version because, like, it was having issues and all this other stuff. But if you've played Gears of War, it's like the same thing. I've played the first Gears of War like 5 times at this point. Even though I said I didn't like it that much, I've played through it so many times now. Battlefield 4. This is the last game I ended up beating in May. This was a good game. This was a very good game. ended up enjoying it quite a bit because I know in preparation for Battlefield 1, they ended up making like all the DLC free on Battlefield 4, and I got kind of motivated to get it. So I got it, and Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, I stopped playing both those games and I got stuck. And I'm like, you know what? It can't be that hard of a game. It's a linear first-person shooter. How am I getting stuck on this? So I picked it up. I persevered a little bit, finished the game. Aside from the glitches, because the campaign is a glitchy mess, fantastic game. Definitely an excellent first-person shooter campaign. Battlefield does a good job with them. So I want to play through this. I want to go back and play Battlefield 3 as well. And Battlefield 1, I still need to play the campaign on it. I haven't even opened it right now. I need to open it. Then in June, I think, is this when Pokemon Go came out? I think this is when Pokemon... No, it's not. It's not. Let me double check this real quick. So I'm going to get back to that. But in June, I ended up being 2 games, neither of which I have physical copies of. The first one was Undertale. A lot of people told me to play Undertale, like in 2015 when I did my 2015 Game of the Year, people were like, oh man, you need to play Undertale, it's the best game ever. I'm like, it's not the best game ever. I still agree with that fact that I don't think it's the best game ever. But goddamn, is it a good game? It is a very good game. It isn't, can I say excellent game? I don't know. I don't know if it's excellent, but it's definitely up there, man. And I could see the hype around it. I actually ended up playing this game twice because one of my brothers was really into it and he wanted to talk to me about it. So right before he came to visit me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to play through Undertale. And I played it twice in a week. The first time I did a mixed playthrough, as in you could kill people or you could not kill people. I killed a few people because like I didn't know you could go through the entire game without killing anyone. I didn't know that, so I killed some people at the beginning, and then I went through the rest of the game pacifist, but it ended up being a mixed playthrough. Quite fun. Hard at the end, too. Very hard at the end. But then I ended up replaying it again in full pacifist mode. So I have a save right now where I did not kill anyone. I'm still at the very end of the game. I finished it. I'm a level 1. I need to do the 100%, like the excellent playthrough. And the way you do that is you pretty much have to go back, you have to not kill anyone, and then you have to go back and become friends with everyone. And then when you don't kill anyone, and you become friends with everyone, you can go finish the game. I still need to be friends with everyone, but at least this year, I end up beating the game twice. Very good game. Very good game. The next game I ended up playing, I had it on Xbox One. I actually had buyer's remorse for getting it on Xbox One, which I'll explain, was Doom. I thought Doom was a fantastic game. I absolutely loved this game. Let me double check that it was Doom here. Yes, it was Doom. Absolutely loved this game. And the reason why I ended up getting rid of it is because I played it on Xbox One, and about an hour in, I'm like, oh man, why did I buy this on console? Because there's a lot of games I can play on console, right? Like, some people are just like, oh, no, you can't play anything on console. Man, Battlefield 1 is quite good on consoles, right? I even got that on Xbox One. This game apparently runs at native 720p. Hey, it looks damn good. I'll tell you that. Gears of War, I was playing on console. I didn't have an issue with it. Doom, for some reason, there's 2 games that came out this year, Doom and Overwatch. Those 2 games, I played them, and I'm like, these are games I would use a keyboard and mouse on. I feel inclined to use a keyboard and mouse. Like, I have to use a keyboard and mouse. So, I played Overwatch quite a bit. I ended up picking it up on PC. And when it came to Doom, bought on Xbox One because it was cheap and I was able to find it at a friend's store and everything. And I had buyer's remorse. Because I played it for about an hour. I'm like, I should have gotten this on PC. It would have been so much better with a keyboard and mouse. I've also heard they did an excellent job optimizing it. But either way, regardless of what we're discussing here, Doom was very good. I highly recommend Doom. One of my favorite games that I played this year, for sure. They did so much right with it. The multiplayer left a lot to be desired, but I absolutely love the campaign on there. So fun. Probably when there's like another Steam sale and I can find it for really cheap, I'll pick it up on PC and play it on there. But I recommend, if you have a PC capable of playing Doom, get it on PC. Now next up, with the Pokemon Go comment, this is going to explain it. This is the only game in July, Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Fortune, with the boobs and everything. This is the only game I ended up beating in July. Because July 6th of 2016, that's when Pokemon Go came out, and I was going nuts over Pokemon Go. So that month I was like struggling to find a game to beat. And listen, I know I said this very early on. my friends and I recorded a playthrough of this. We finished the game. We did a playthrough. We only finished it with one character, but that's where I'm kind of getting... For the next 2 games, I'm going to be talking about this. This game, technically, I did beat it. Even though I just beat it with one character, I went through it. It took us a few hours to get through, like a couple hours, and I saw the credits. So technically, I beat the game. But we went through this game, and we filmed it. I filmed the gameplay, I filmed our commentary, I filmed our reactions, everything. And I know people are wanting to see that. I know there's a few people that are wanting to see that. I don't have any... I'm dropping stuff here. I don't have an excuse for not getting it out. I've been lazy about editing the video. The only excuse I could think of is around that time I ended up getting the, right before then actually, I ended up getting the strikes on my channel. So on purpose, I didn't really edit the video because at that time I thought I might have been metered on time because I thought that I was being capped at 15 minutes for videos, which I wasn't. But even then, at the time I was like, with a game like this, I don't really want to risk anything right now. So I even told my friends when we recorded it, I'm like, guys, I'm not going to be releasing the videos yet because I can't chance this. I promise in 2017 sometime, I'm going to get off my ass. I'm going to edit the videos. I'm going to get out at least 2 or 3 videos of us playing DOA Extreme 3. And that'll be it. If people love them, awesome. People hate them, awesome. Because I need to do it. I need to do it. My friends also who participated, they really wanted those videos out. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I've been lazy after the strikes. I've just been a little bit lazy to go back and edit 2 hours worth of video. All right? That was my July. Pokemon Go, this, and dealing with YouTube bullshit. Let's see. In August, then. I only beat one game in August, which I actually physically have the game, but I just don't feel like getting right now. Persona 4 Dancing All Night. This is a game where I went through and I ended up clearing it with everyone. I fully cleared the game. I unlocked like everything I could on there. I loved the hell out of that game. I absolutely loved the hell out of it. I actually recorded the audio for a review and I haven't gotten it out yet, and I don't even know if it's going to come out at this point. But point is, if the review never comes out, fantastic game. If you got a Vita, pick up Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Those songs, fantastic. The storyline, fun. Everything's going to get stuck in your head. Great game. Loved it. That's what I can say about that game. Now next up, as I said, you know, this is like kind of the minimum for beating a game, as I said. Another game I ended up beating, this was in September now. September, I was busy in September is what it looks like when it comes to gaming. In September, I ended up finishing this game, Twisted Metal Black. Now, I've beaten this game before, right? When I was a kid, I actually did the same thing. I cleared the game with every single character, and actually I went harder when I was a kid. I unlocked everything. I unlocked everything on this. This time I didn't unlock everything. I just cleared it with every single character, and even unlocked all the characters and cleared it with all the unlocked characters, including Minion. That's it. Including Minion. I also beat it with Minion, even though you don't know what the fuck that dude says, unless you know Morse code. Or you can look it up online now at this point. At the time I played it, I didn't have internet. But yeah, I ended up picking this up for like cheap, like $2.50, as you can see right there. Maybe, possibly you can see it. And I picked up some PS2s for cheap, and I was feeling nostalgic, and I went through and I played it with every single character, and I loved it, I loved it, I loved it. I love this game, man. I still love this game so many years later. Fantastic title, man. Highly recommend that. Next up, another classic game. I was feeling nostalgic this month, I think. September. Silent Hill. I beat this game twice. That's it, I beat it twice. Did I? What? Did I beat it twice? Yeah, I did beat it twice. So I ended up getting, the first time I beat it, I got the good plus ending, right? And I had not beat this game. It scared me as a kid. So I'm like, you know what? I wanna play this game. I want to play through it to the end. So I ended up playing through the game, got the good plus ending, and then with that you're able to end up getting the stuff to get the UFO ending, because you get the channeling stone and all that stuff. And I beat it the second time and I got the UFO ending, and this game is still terrifying and it's fun, and I like citing this game, right? Because when I talk about like performance and all that stuff, some people they'll be like, you know, oh, well, you're a resolution fanboy, you're a resolution whore, you're a frame rate whore. It's like, bruh, I played this on the original hardware too. In 2016, I played Silent Hill off the disc on an original PS1 twice. This game does not look good. This game does not perform well at all. This game has many technical faults, but it is fantastic, and I did not let that get in the way of me playing this game. I absolutely loved it. And by the way, this game, when the frame rate slows down, right, it is so terrifying because you're just like, you're running everywhere in slow motion, essentially. It is fucking terrifying, I'm telling you. So I beat that game twice. That was very fun. Then after that, let's see what other game I end up beating here. GoldenEye 007 Reloaded. For some reason, I think I saw a video. It was like I think it was like not My Life in Gaming. No. Did You Know Gaming? I think Did You Know Gaming. I seen a video over GoldenEye, and I was feeling kind of nostalgic, and I found out about GoldenEye 007 Reloaded. Picked it up, played through it. It's kind of like if they made Call of Duty with if they made GoldenEye with the Call of Duty engine. I mean, the gameplay's fun, but the game itself is okay. There's not really too much worth mentioning. Next up then, last game I end up beating in September. Silent Hill 2. I know, people are going to yell at me because I'm playing the HD collection on Xbox 360, which is technically the worst. It's not that bad, guys. It's not that bad. I just didn't feel like upscaling for my PS2 because the PS2, the image quality on there is ass. I'm not talking about the resolution. I'm talking about the image quality. It's ass. Even with the frame raster. But I end up playing Silent Hill 2 on the HD collection. I still love that game, man. In fact, I really got to absorb it because I was playing it here, and oh my god, I played it with the lights off. I was playing it in my apartment here, and with the surround sound, I swear it sounded like there were enemies crawling out and trying to kill me from my hallway. It was terrifying. On top of that, when you go and you end up meeting, I think his name's Billy. The fat dude. When you meet him and he's vomiting in the apartment, I find vomit funny, alright? I normally find that stuff funny. The first time I played through the game, I was laughing about it. And this time, it grossed me out. My stomach was churning because it sounded like he was vomiting everywhere in my apartment. It was disgusting. Excellent game, though. I still love Silent Hill 2 so much. And for some reason, I just can't get into Silent Hill 3. I don't know why. I need to push myself to play it. But I just can't get into Silent Hill 3. I just don't know why. I'm sorry. Let's see, after that, in October, I ended up beating a few games, what it looks like. Let's put this over to the side. Attack on Titan. So I put out a review of this game. This game is not good. Next game I ended up, that's it, this next game I ended up finishing. This game right here, Until Dawn Rush of Blood. Now, this is the first VR game I ended up finishing, and I love Until Dawn. This is only 20 bucks. I got a new VR system, wanted to try it out. Love this game, man. This is my favorite game to show people when they want to try out the PSVR. It is so fun. It is terrifying. I screamed a few times. Good game. Good ass game. If you're gonna get PlayStation VR, spend the $20, get this right here. It is totally worth it. And if you are a fan of Until Dawn, I got a platinum in Until Dawn. But if you're a fan of Until Dawn, this is just fan service right here. This is like Until Dawn fan service. It just, oh my god, I loved it so much. Totally worth it. Next game, this is the shortest game I played, which I don't have a tangible copy of. It was on PC. I actually have a playthrough of it. And this is kind of questionable, but hey, we started the game, I played through it, it was interactive in a way, and the credits rolled. It was The Cubicle on the HTC Vive. Oh my god, this game was definitely, it was like, I remember, okay, right, it was a psychological horror game, and my friends ended up trying it without me at first, and then they just got freaked out by it. And my friend puts it on, and like, I don't like heights, right? And at one point, when you're just flying around everywhere, I was literally shaking. Like, I am shaking playing this game. Good game though, good game. If you got a VR headset, definitely recommend The Cubicle. Check it out, very good game. Let's see, next up, we're slowing down a little bit, but this game right here. In November, I ended up finishing Back to the Future, the 30th Anniversary Edition on Xbox One. Earlier this year, my brothers and I, we got into a Back to the Future kick and we just marathoned all the movies. And then I ended up, right after I saw them, I bought Back to the Future on Xbox One because it was on sale. And I got a copy for me, got a copy for them. While they were here, we actually ended up playing through it, and it was such a fun game. definitely, I'll say this. I felt like it dragged on for a bit longer than need to, because it's like, imagine Back to the Future 4, except it's like 10 hours long. On top of that, it's also very rough around the edges because it is like the first like big Telltale game that came out. So the Telltale engine it's still not refined. The Telltale engine is still kind of garbage, to be honest, but it was pretty bad for this. It being on the Xbox One and being, you know, having more power made it better, but that's still not saying that much. The game was still pretty clunky and very rough around the edges. But still fun. If you're a fan of Back to the Future, I'd recommend playing this. We're getting to the last few games here. So, in December, I ended up playing through this game, right? Because it got to the point I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish any other games in December. So I've played this game before, but I decided to try this version of it. Call of Duty 4 Remastered. I got it, you know, I did my Black Friday video, but I ended up getting this, right? And oh my god, I still love the campaign on there. It's still good. I think the disappointing thing is this game's good. I say that because it's gonna sell well, that's the thing. Like, it's selling well enough, you know? And it's to the point where it's like, Activision is gonna be able to justify pulling this with Modern Warfare 2 and all the other games that they want to, that people really want to see. But, man, Call of Duty 4 Remastered, they did a really good job with it. I played through the campaign. I still loved it. Still to this day, excellent game. Excellent game to this day. That ranks as my all-time favorite, my second all-time favorite game, but it ranks as my all-time favorite #1 multiplayer game. But overall for games, it's my second all-time favorite. And finally, I end up beating another game. Because see, in December, I end up getting some... At the end of November and December, I end up getting some hefty games, which were World of Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 15. I know I'm not going to have the time to beat either one of them, but I set aside the time for this, and this is The Last Guardian. This is the last game I beat in 2016, at least while I'm recording this video. The moment I'm recording this video, I'm recording it at a point in time where I have finished The Last Guardian, and I'm pretty confident I'm not going to be able to beat any other games this year. But Last Guardian, man, fantastic game. I thoroughly love. I thoroughly like. I love so many things about it, and the more I talk about it, the more I like this game. Overall, as a game itself, it's good, I would say. But yeah, man, is this the only thing? Yeah, no, because I got like the special edition up there, collector's edition, excuse me. The Last Guardian. I think this was a very good way to end 2016. I'm happy that I was able to finish, and I can say that I finished it because we waited so long for it. So man, those are all the games I finished this year. All of them. Let me even check and see. That is 24 games. That is on average 2 games a month that I was able to finish this year while still staying busy and still doing other stuff. I think I did a good job. There's people that have beaten more games. There's people that have beaten less games, but they've beaten longer games, you know, depending on what it is. I like to hop around on different games, you can see, but I'm happy that I was able to stick to this year. Originally, another one of my not bucket list things, but one of my goals for this year was going to be to go to a concert every month, and that got really expensive. Then I kind of burned myself out on concerts, so I'm kind of happy that I didn't do that. But I was able to finish at least a game per month this year, and that I can say I'm happy about. So anyways, what are some games that you have beat this year? If you've made it to the end, thank you very much for being here. But what are some games that you beat this year? What are your favorites? And, you know, what have you thought of it? I just like to know. Anyways, I need food. I need food. This is Mr. Mario signing off. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike the video if you didn't like it. I'm getting food. I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry.